think God saw something in you worth saving. But it's up to you to decide what you've got to offer.
This is the place you told me you believed in me. I thought it makes sense being back here to do this.
Your son is about to make a huge mistake.
Well, I'm gonna be a priest.
For Halloween.
Hey, Mark, nice to see you again.
Good to see you, buddy.
You are so good in this, so congratulations. And I know that this is a really important film for you to be a part of, and it's a beautiful story about faith and hope and redemption. I wonder, as an actor and a producer, what was it about this story that you wanted to share?
I couldn't find one reason to not want to make the movie. Selfish reasons. As an actor, you'll never find a better part with a more interesting and challenging arc. And for me personally, when it comes to my faith, I've been kind of wondering, what can I do to utilize all of these blessings that have been bestowed upon me to do the greater good for God's work. And this movie came to me and the light bulb just went off. It was like, oh my gosh. This is the movie that I need to make, and I need to get it right.
I thought this was a spiritually uplifting film, but it didn't have any preachiness to it. There was no proselytizing or over-sentimentality, and yet it was still very uplifting and full of hope. A film I think that religious people could love and also non-religious people could love. A film about how life can give you some terribly hard knocks and tragedy, and yet there can still be hope at the end of it.
It's a story about a guy who was searching for purpose, which I think is something that so many people can relate to. He found it in such an unconventional livelihood. The tenacity with which he pursued that in the face of so many obstacles is so inspiring to me, and I hope to other people as well.
I wanted to share a story of hope and community and love and courage. I think the story has a lot of courage. The character of Mark Wahlberg goes against everything, even the love he feels for my character, to fulfill his vocation. And that's something that's a story I wanted to be a part of.
You'll know you're fussing with his truck?
I'm the son, I'm just borrowing it.
I reckon it's a few months worth of cleanups on aisle 4 to pay off a DUI impound.
Father Stu makes a transformation in this movie, but as an actor, you make a physical transformation that is absolutely insane to me. I am not a math major, but I think, you did 11,000 calories or something. That is a lot of Wahlburgers, Mark. I mean, what was that like?
It was unfortunate because I thought I was going to eat a lot of Wahlburgers and drink a lot of, milkshakes and tater tots and all that stuff and my favorite chocolate chip cookies. None of those things are on the menu. I tried to do it in a healthy way, so it was about a dozen eggs in the morning with a dozen pieces of bacon, 2 bowls of white rice, a porterhouse steak, and a glass of olive oil, of all things. So, and that was like the first 2 weeks, just 7 meals a day, 8 meals a day, depending on how much I could just force down. But it was not pleasant. None of it was fun. The only fun I had was the first meal because I was really kind of starving myself up until the fight scenes, which was the first day. And that day I could start putting on the weight. And that night I had a porterhouse steak and a baked potato. And I said, oh my God, this is going to be great. And then I got a knock on my door. This was at like 11 o'clock at night. We finished. 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm getting a knock on my door. I'm still full from the last meal. And there's a plate of food waiting for me. And I'm like, oh no, I can't do this.
All I can say is I wish I could lose 30 pounds in 2 weeks.
You and me both, sister. You and me both.
I wish you could pray for an easy life, but the strength to endure a difficult one.
And the film does such a good job of shining a light on who Father Stu was. So I wonder, you've worked on this film obviously so closely and for so long. Can you share with me maybe one thing that you took away from his life that maybe impacted you?
Oh, he's challenged me every day to do more, to be better, to continue to do God's work, to not only echo his message, but utilize all my real life experience and to continue to do good. So I think, again, I'm thinking about what can I do, and all these things, just God's giving me all the answers. It's really remarkable. But I wasn't blessed with this kind of opportunity until I was really ready for it. I could handle it in the right way.
It means a lot to me to be able to hear in your heart what it is that you're called to do in this world. and then have the courage to follow it.
I think the thing I loved about Father Stu is his optimism. I keep using the word authentic, but he was a truly authentic person. There was no pretense about him. And he threw himself into life with enthusiasm and optimism.
You have a progressive muscle disorder. The muscles weaken until they cease to function.
Is there anything it doesn't mess with?
Yeah, erectile function.
I'm trying to be a priest, pal.
There is a great scene in this movie at a karaoke bar. Since I am a hard-hitting journalist, I have to know, Mark Wahlberg, what is your go-to karaoke song?
You know what? I'm not a big karaoke guy, but I think I'd have to just go with my own song. Go with Good Vibrations. If we're gonna do it, might as well do it.
It's a Friday. Can we hear a little bit of that?
Yo, it's about that time. I haven't done that in a long time, only for you.
I love you. Thank you so much.
God bless you, bud. Good to
Nice
see you.
to see you as always.